And there is another thing that I wanted to point in here. I read a book. I don't know if you know The Art of the Deal by Trump.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier about building a great team. So once you start getting these clients in, you build a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
You bring in the nice people, the good people to keep around. Now the issue is, and what I've noticed about Trump and everyone, and you looking at you and the way successful entrepreneur operate, they all are able to attract and put together a good team that are always performing to a high level.
Yes.
So they have great leadership skills, if you want.
Yes.
Now, someone that doesn't self-develop, do you have to become this ruthless, if you want, ferocious entrepreneur or business owner in order to get this team running?
No, you have to be yourself. There's no good trying to be like me or be like Donald Trump just because we've been successful. You need to be your personality. If your personality is tough and ruthless and all of this stuff, be that person. If you're a bit more gentle and an introvert and you manage people through demonstrating or motivating, be that person. Never try to be anyone else other than yourself because you'll fail. As long as you've got the knowledge and you have an eye for spotting talent, it doesn't matter how you manage the person. You need to stick with your own style. For me, I'm a bit more tough, I'm a bit more ruthless in my approach because I went to a military school, I have a sporting background, so what I know is being tough, being strong, demonstrating through strength. So that's what I do. Some people that won't work. I'm an alpha male, so you need to know what you are. I'm not an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and I'm an alpha male, so I play to my strengths. There's a lot of stuff I'm not good at. So it's about playing to who you are. Don't try and be someone you're not.
How important is to not copy other people and do your own? So I bet the question is a bit more. Do you have to be yourself, but at the same time you have to look at what others do in order to be
100%.
There is a process that you have to follow that others have done in the past.
Yeah.
So you follow the same process from the moment you start, the moment you get to being, have a bit of success and
100%.
and increasing.
Being authentic is the key to success. You can't be Elon Musk. There's already one of them. You can't be Grant Cardone. There's already one of him. You can't be Steve Jobs. There was already one of him. You can be the best Cezar there is. Well, maybe there's another famous Cezar. But you can be the best. Yeah. You get my point.
From this
century.
It's from this century.
So many people watch videos, they get these ideas in their head, I need to be like Elon Musk, so they start speaking like him and acting like him, and then they never go anywhere. You never get any followers, you never do anything successful because people think that guy's just copying Elon Musk. You need to be yourself, and you need to be authentic, and you need to have your own things. Yes, watch for habits in people. For example, Steve Jobs and Elon Musk start an hour earlier than everyone, finish an hour later. They work really hard. Every second word they say is fuck. Okay, take some of their habits, starting earlier, being tough, whatever, but be yourself. Put your own brand on something because you can never be the best version of someone else. You can only be the best version of yourself.
That's awesome, man. I love that. I love that. There's some wisdom for it blows my mind. So that's great.
No, look, it's very important, and the key to really. You've got all the keys within you, and it's so great you're doing a podcast. Tell me why we're in the Dorchester.
Right, in the Dorchester.
I can't believe it. I've never done a podcast in the Dorchester before.
Yeah, last year we met at the Sofitel.
Yes, we did.
You've done ClamCon. I helped you with security.
Yes.
It was an extraordinary experience. Now you said something to me that basically stood with me since then. You said to me, I want to bring these people together because I want to teach them how to increase their business, how to learn more about business and be successful. But at the same time, I want them to feel successful. I want them to feel, to touch the money, to see the opportunities. And this is why I wanted to do this podcast here in the beautiful Dorchester. For those watching, we are in the beautiful Dorchester in Mayfair in London, because we're talking about money, we're talking about success, we're talking about getting better. And from what you said to me, and this is what you stayed with me, you need to be here, you need to be in places where there are money or there are other people, successful people, in order for you to feel successful. Now, let's go a bit back to that, because that for maybe you didn't even realize when you said it to me. Maybe it just came out, but it's so true. Why are all the successful people gathering in places that are so, maybe expensive or...
Yeah, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you walked in the foyer here today?
It's very nice.
You felt good, didn't you? You walk outside, Bentley,
Very
Ferrari,
nice.
Rolls
Yes.
Royce.
Yes.
You walk in, amazing. Everyone in that restaurant you could do a big deal with.
Yeah.
Now, if we were in the 2-star hotel down the road, the meeting room's £30 an hour. I don't know how much this is, but it's a lot where you rented here today.
The most expensive is about 45 grand or something like that per night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To be successful, you need to change your environment to a successful environment. The way you dress, the way you speak, and how you surround yourself. I got out of the car to do your podcast today. I thought, this must be a good podcast, because everything in your mind starts changing because of the environment. If I had to go in the back of a crap area and I couldn't find it, and I go in and it's all messy and there's boxes everywhere, it's gonna reflect on you. I'm gonna say, this isn't gonna be a big podcast. Your first episode is in the Dorchester. It's unbelievable.
We could have done this in my office or in your office.
100%.
I've seen that you have, because I obviously follow you on Instagram. And I've seen that you set up a proper room for...
Yeah, we have like a filming studio.
You've got like a proper professional setup there.
Yeah.
Could have done that there. But I wanted to be here because you kind of like inspire me, and I want to thank you for that. Last year when we met for ClimbCon, it was one of those experiences that wows you a bit, When you walk in there and you see all this, it's a nice place. Sofitel Heathrow is a very nice place, and you can feel the money, you can touch the money. It's nice, and it does lift you.
It lifts you up, and it puts you in the right mood before you even heard a word. And it's my version of smelling the leather. I used to work in Hammersmith, just down the road from where we are now, and I was a cold caller. And I used to get sworn at, told to go kill myself, go die, all of this stuff. I had to make all these cold calls. And every day after I had a bad day, I'd walk to the Lamborghini dealership, and I would just look at the Lamborghinis, and I would visualize myself buying a Lamborghini, going in there for an appointment, and I could feel my motivation picking back up, so I could go and make more cold calls. And that's why, it's amazing that me telling you that had such an amazing effect. But every time I do something, I do it at the best place. Or I go and sit in a Rolls Royce, or I come to the Dorchester, or whatever it might be, because I need that in here to motivate myself. And I told myself I was successful when I had £12. I acted like I was a millionaire when I had £12 in my bank account. Awesome. I was just acting it until it happened. Like an actor in a play, I acted the part of this successful entrepreneur, and I created the role for myself. I saw myself winning The Apprentice a year before it happened. I visualized every single part of it, and I visualized myself winning over and over, and him saying, "You're going to be my business partner, you're going to be my business partner," till I believed it. It was like I put it into the reality.
You probably did.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You've got to, before anything can happen, you have to believe it can happen.
If you can see in your head,
then it'll happen in your life.
You can hold it in your hand.
Exactly, 100%. I have a big sign in my office that says, "Whatever the mind can believe, it can achieve." And that was Napoleon Hill's most famous quote. And every single entrepreneur, religious person, everything over all time, they disagree on every single thing, but there is one thing every religion, every billionaire, big business person ever agrees on is if you can believe it, you can achieve it. And that is the key to financial freedom, success in business, success in life, is if someone is failing, it's because they believe really deep down that they're a failure. And the work that they need to do isn't on their business. The work that they need to do is on themselves. And once they fix themselves, they fix their business.
Excellent. How good is this guy? This is awesome. Now we're going to 2012.
Yeah.
We're going back a bit.
Okay.
Where were you in 2012?
In 2012, I was in where I just started backpacking around the world. I was backpacking until June 2012. So right now I was in Europe somewhere.
I'm asking this question because this month is a very special month for me, always every year.
Tell me.
On the 17th of February, I came to this country.
Amazing.
So 8 years ago, on the 17th of February 2012, I came here. It was the first time I've left the country. It was the first time I've seen a car with the steering wheel on the left side. And I had with me my suitcase and my dreams. I didn't know where I am. Had no idea because I didn't live in London. I was in Maidstone actually, and I got picked up by my head coach because I came here to play rugby, and they gave me a job at the farm. So I lived in a caravan for 6 months, and I was like working picking strawberries. My first wage here was £6.10 an hour.
Wow, you've done so well, mate.
£6 £10 an hour. Thank you. And I will never. If you had told me that 8 years later, I'll be sitting in a Dorchester with Mark Wright doing a podcast, I will say you are crazy. Like I will not even conceive at that time that this is gonna happen. And this just shows that if you put the time in and you work on yourself and you go for what you want, eventually you're gonna.
Yeah.
It takes time, but you can get. You can get there.
And it's important to do as you just did and reflect, because sometimes you'll think, oh, I'm not doing very well, I haven't come very far. But sometimes if you step back and analyze, where was I in 2012, 13, wow, I've come so far. Sometimes when you're living your own life every day, it doesn't feel like you're moving forward. But when you step back and look at how much you've accomplished over years, it's amazing.
It's true. And I think one of the things that I know is because I'm doing. Do you believe in auto-suggestion?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I've done since I started reading 2 years ago. I started doing introspection, auto-suggestion, listening to affirmations, doing affirmations myself, writing them down, writing goals down, and I realized that one of the things that I was doing wrong is I had the wrong goal. So the goal was I want to be the best security expert.
Yeah.
It's not a bad goal, but the goal is you want to be rich, you want to have money, you want to have possibilities, you want to have a big business, you want to have all these things going on for you.
Yes.
And just being by yourself doing one thing at a time is not.
And you can have whatever you want in life. There's nothing you can't have. My biggest regret right now is not setting bigger goals, because everything I've written down I've achieved. And I'm furious with myself that I haven't been thinking big enough. I haven't been setting bigger goals. I want to look at the piece of paper with my goal on it, and it's stupid. It's ridiculous. Own the Dorchester or some crazy thing. You want to be setting scary goals, because the reality is you'll probably hit it. But the reason most people aren't successful is they're not setting a goal, anything. And then the next level up, there's people setting goals, but there's such a low standard. They're hitting low standard. Earn $30,000 a year. That's a terrible goal. No one should want to earn £30,000 a year. That should just be a right.
You're a slave to.
You're a slave to the world, to your job, to your bills. Your goal should be to earn £130,000 this year, as a minimum. That's when you start to really play serious. with, because as soon as you ask yourself a question and write it down, your mind starts figuring out the answer. If you don't ask yourself any questions, it's like when people say, I can't afford this. Never say, I can't afford this. Say, how can I afford this? And your mind shapes a different answer.
For those that are not familiar with self-limiting beliefs and how the mind operates, so it's basically what you tell yourself is how you're gonna make the decisions.
Yes,
and
correct.
how you're gonna take the action. So
Correct.
what we're being told, when I don't know about you, but we're gonna find out in a second. You're gonna tell me. When I grew up, it was switch your lights off. The energy is running out.
Yeah.
It's like the energy can't. Now I realize how stupid it is. The energy can't run out. It is impossible, right? Money don't grow in trees.
Yeah.
We can't afford it. Or we don't have enough money. Even when because I was eating a lot, because I was growing pretty quick and pretty fast. They said eat less, basically. Like, we need to make some economy here. Honestly, I swear, it's a true story. My father actually, I was eating his food. I was like, you need to stop eating my food. Like, chill a bit. They're not bad parents. I had a great family, a great childhood. But there were moments when maybe they had a bit of issue with money, whatever, and then they were putting these thoughts into me, like, just chill a bit, slow down a bit. And I think this is how the operating system, the subconscious mind and the mind operates. Once you get these ideas, you don't even realize you have them. You're gonna move in life, and some people live all their life with them, right? And then you don't actually realize that you have them in you, about money, relationships, abundance, prosperity, wealth. How many people are thinking about wealth
Not enough.
on this planet? There are not that many, are there?
A lot of people will drive through Mayfair and look at the cars and see the houses and all of this stuff and think, well, I can never have that. That's crazy to me. I've never thought in my head, a thought has never gone into my head that I can't have something. If I see a yacht or a Ferrari, I don't think, oh, I can't have that. I think, do I want it? That's the question. Do I want the Ferrari? Because if I want a Ferrari, I'll get a Ferrari. If I want this building, I'll get this building. But I don't know why my mind's like that, but it just is. And it's that setting in my mind that's made me successful. I've never said the words, I can't afford it. Ever. Keep that shit out of my head. I would never say that.
Well, did your parents teach you this, or do you come from a family that has lots of money? Or?
No money. And I had the same thing, turn the lights off, money doesn't grow on trees, we can't afford this, we've got to go on this cheap holiday, whatever. And I was like, this doesn't sound right to me. And I was questioning it all the time. That doesn't sound right. Why? How much does a light cost? 50 cents. Why can't we afford that? That's ridiculous.
This is another thing that I heard a lot, because we come from I'm Romanian, so we are a very Orthodox country.
Yeah.
The holidays and stuff are very serious. So we have a saying, or they have a saying. Basically says, listen but don't question. It is a very the way they say, all my family, everyone I know, they all saying is like, don't question this. This is how we is, sort of thing. And I always ask myself, like, especially when I was a kid, why do these people keep telling me don't question? Like, I want to question everything, even now, because I started studying in university. I do like a degree for like distant learning for security, and they teach you how to do the critical thinking.
Yes.
But everything is conflicting with what I've been taught. So
yeah,
I was like, it doesn't really make sense. But I knew back then.
Yeah.
But because everyone was telling me,
don't question,
don't do this, bunny, that. I was like, it's all this conflicting information, and
it's interesting. You want to be curious as a child, and as in an early adult teen as well. You want to be curious. You want to question everything. You want to find out as much information about different areas. Also, you want to get as many jobs as possible. You don't want to just go into one sector. You want to try as many different things. I think I had something like 11 jobs between the ages of 16 and 21 because I knew I was going to be rich. I always knew I was going to be filthy rich.
How did you know that?
Because I wanted it. So I just
You just,
I
you
knew.
just
I said
I'm
I'm
gonna be rich.
I've been telling people I'm rich since I was 16.
That's awesome.
I'm walking around. If you ask me, am I rich? God damn, I'm rich. And it feels good when I say that. And people, especially in England, they're so polite. Oh, I don't talk about money. Oh, I can't talk about how much you earn. That's your fucking problem.
Yeah, it's not just in England.
Yeah.
Everywhere, every country you go.
Why not? I tell everyone. I
have-
want to know how much you earn because I can't help you until I know. You've got to get real because you're scared. If you tell me how much you earn, I'm going to tell you it's a shit amount. And you're scared, right?
It's gonna hurt your ego.
It's gonna hurt your ego.
Yeah.
So the reality is we need to talk about money more. You need to believe you're successful more. You need to question things more. And also never tell yourself, never tell your children, never say out loud, I can't have something. Because as soon as you say it, you can't.
Parroting advice with Mark Wright. Awesome. Awesome.